since these tires are basically going to be trash, we're going to have a little bit of fun with it today. We're gonna go do a side-by-side comparison of the two most iconic Porsches ever made, 2015 Porsche 918 Spyder and a 2005 Carrera GT. We're just gonna take them both for a spin, give some feedback, and let you know how it goes. We are in the 918 Spyder. Let's give it a start. This is on. When you first start it, it starts in hybrid mode. So you can quietly exit if you need to exit, but there's no engine sound. So what we do is we put in race mode. Now the motor is on. So this has a hybrid front motor, which is just around 300 horsepower, give or take. And then a naturally aspirated V8 puts around 600 horsepower with a combined horsepower of just under 900 horsepower. So this thing is not slow by any means. 7-speed PDK transmission. I mean, instant torque with that electric motor. Like, this thing is a rocket ship. Brakes are fantastic. I mean, it drives itself. It's super fast, very smooth. Power delivery is very linear. You're definitely getting a lot of trouble with this thing. We've got electric mode, which is just the front engine. We've got hybrid, which is front engine, and then when you go over a certain speed, the combustion engine turns on. Sport mode, and then race mode. I mean, honestly, it feels like a GT3 on steroids. There's no lag, so it's tons of power. You know, obviously 900 horsepower compared to 500, but it's insane. I mean, it's a rocket ship. It really feels like a hypercar. One thing worth noting is obviously we changed the exhaust system on this. First time I drove a 918 Spyder, I was blown away with how horrible it sounded. Coming from something like the Carrera GT, you expect something high-pitched, something exotic, something hypercar-esque, but the tone that came out of the stock V8 was very underwhelming. We put our exhaust system on it and it transformed it completely. We've done countless amounts of these systems, very popular for us, but it really makes the driving experience second to none. Night and day. It gets you the exotic tone that you want. It gets you a little bit more power. And when you have the windows down, and especially the top down, you get to really hear the exhaust note, because the exhaust system is right behind your head. Cool thing is, if you want to be quiet, you just throw it in hybrid mode and you can be silent. You can't go very fast, but you can get around a small parking lot or a neighborhood without waking anyone up, which I don't think you can do in the Carrera GT. I mean, interior-wise, it's really nice. You got the bucket seats that have been, you know, in the 991 generation cars. Carbon everywhere. We've got carbon on the dash, carbon on the door sills, carbon tub, carbon on the door cards, Alcantara steering wheel. One thing I do like about this car is it has a badass sound system from the factory. It's just got good bass, good highs, good lows. So production-wise, they made 918 of these. And when you purchased the 918, you became on the VIP program, which everyone wishes they were on now because that was the only way to get on the VIP program. And once you're on that program, you get offered all of the exclusive cars at MSRP. Yeah, when these things first came out, they started around just $1 million, optioned out a couple few hundred grand more, up to 300 grand more for the YSAC package, which is what everyone wants. It's got magnesium wheels, carbon pillars, carbon wing, carbon diffuser. But today's market, low twos, up to high twos, depending on the spec and the mileage, which is insane. It's double, almost triple what they were when they first came out. So the value on these cars are significant. If you bought it at the right time, you're doing great. And even if you bought it now, it's going to continue to keep going up. First time I saw this car was Pebble Beach Car Week, I think like 2013 or 2014. I remember just seeing the rear end. I was like, what the hell? It was the first time I've ever seen an exhaust coming out of the top like that. So they did a killer job with the aesthetics on this car. More so the rear end. You know, the front end is a little bit tame. But when you get to the rear, that booty is just, that booty smacks. I could definitely drive this thing every day. Comfortable, smooth, definitely breaks necks. All right, we're in the Carrera GT right now. I've obviously spent a lot of time behind the wheel of this car. And let me tell you, every single time I get behind the wheel of this car, it is a euphoric experience. There's nothing like it. It's got a 5.7 liter naturally aspirated V10 engine. It's all analog. This motor was designed for F1. There's nothing like it. So tastefully modded, we've got our titanium exhaust system, KW V3 coilovers with hydraulic lift. So I can have it as low as I want, because I obviously love my cars super low. And then we install the button here. When you press it, all four corners lift up, so I can get out of a driveway, go over speed bumps, and then you press it again and it goes down, or it has a speed sensor, so if you're going over 35 miles an hour, it automatically lowers. This thing's obviously a lot harder to drive than 918. You gotta be very careful with this clutch. It's a very finicky clutch. Well, here we go. I mean, already just that note. This car definitely isn't for everyone. It's a very easy clutch to destroy. If you're on the throttle and the clutch at the same time, by any means, it can glaze it, and then you're out $40,000 on a clutch job. So you have to be very, very, very precise when you're shifting these things, when you're using the clutch. So it's got just about 600 horsepower, so about 300 less than the 918. But that sound is, there's nothing like it, honestly. That's what I fell in love with when I heard this car for the first time. The thing about the 918 stock versus the Carrera GT stock as far as sound goes, I mean, it's a no-brainer. The Carrera GT sounds infinitely better than the 918. But stock for stock, the Carrera GT has an incredible tone. But it's got a giant muffler on it that's 90 pounds. And it weighs a ton, and it maintains the good tone that the Carrera GT is known for. But when we put our system on it, it cuts the weight down from 90 to 8 pounds, so you definitely feel that weight difference in the rear end. And we were able to design it in a way that it maintains the same tone, but just more volume. We wanted to make sure that the tone remained iconic, but we got the volume that people were missing out on with that stock muffler. Surprisingly, it's comfortable. I wouldn't say it's smooth, but it's comfortable. The seats are comfortable, the driving position is comfortable. You've got a very short distance between the shifter and the steering wheel, which is intentionally done, obviously, so you can shift and turn quickly if you need to. Not much to it. Volume knob, tuning knob, traction control, wing, and locking button. AC controls, window controls, that's pretty much it. So not much technology in it, which is great. Less technology, less things to go wrong. I already see some design similarities between this and the 918. Got the center console with a similar shape. Got the carbon door sills, sport bucket seats with carbon everywhere. So a lot of design cues that were inspired from the Carrera GT are still passed on to the 918. These things also came with a luggage package, which is very important when you're buying the cars. They always ask that you have the luggage that came with it. There's like a little briefcase, there's a leather case to hold your suits, duffel bag, all that stuff. Surprisingly, I love sound in cars, speaker sound. And surprisingly, the setup in this is really good. It's got good bass, good treble, good mids, but you can't plug your phone in anywhere. I mentioned there were 918 918s made. There's 1,200 and change Carrera GTs made, so surprisingly, as long as you take care of this thing and do your annual service, the upkeep isn't too bad. But when you do service it, it's definitely not cheap. You gotta pull the engine out, just like you do with any old high performance car like that 40. Tired of that. I've had this thing for over a year, and every time I get in it, it's thrilling, it's euphoric, it's just a sick car. just finished driving both of these cars to our location. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on what my personal opinion is between the two. So performance between the two, 918 obviously has 300 more horsepower than the Carrera GT. So straight line, it'll smoke it. We've got 7-speed PDK transmission versus a manual transmission. So obviously this is gonna be much faster. Handling wise, without a doubt, the 918 will outcorner a CGT any day. Sound wise, stock for stock, no brainer, Carrera GT blows it out of the water. Even with our upgraded exhaust system to make it as close as we can to this kind of tone, the CGT still takes the cake without a doubt. Comfort, I could take this on a road trip across America if I really wanted to. This would probably break my back. They're both comfortable, but for long-term driving and accessibility, you know, Bluetooth technology, this thing takes the cake as far as comfort goes. Maintenance, I find this car to be much more reliable. You just have to maintain it at least, you know, once a year, keep it up to check. The annual service isn't too bad, but the engine out service obviously is a lot. But as far as reliability and maintenance goes, 918 has so much more technology, so many more things that can go wrong. That's why I say the Carrera GT is better as far as maintenance and reliability. When these cars came out, they were just around mid 400s MSRP. Today they can be valued anywhere between mid 1 millions up to mid 2 millions. When this car came out, MSRP started around $900,000. Today, market value is anywhere low 2 millions up to mid to high 2 millions. So obviously, you know, these are gonna cost a little bit more, but the most expensive Carrera GT and the cheapest 918, they're kind of about the same. Technology-wise, obviously the 918 has way more to it. You've got hybrid technology, you've got way better radio, you know, climate control, all the features in a modern car. This one has literally 4 buttons and an FM transmitter, so not much to it. So overall, like I said, I'm biased, my opinion isn't valid, but the Carrera GT takes the cake. Yeah, honestly, I think it's a generational thing. I think millennials are gonna gravitate more towards the Carrera GT. Gen Z is gonna gravitate more towards the 918. Because honestly, I think a lot of Gen Z people won't even know how to drive this thing. So let us know in the comments below if you like the Carrera GT or the 918 as well. Like, subscribe, buy merch. All right, well, some of you may or may not know this, but Porsche had a big recall recently with the Carrera GTs. And Doug DeMiro did a good review on this, but bottom line is they made a stop order for you not to drive the car for 18 months to fix a suspension issue that was unsafe. So their solution for the inconvenience was a free $3,500 credit towards any service, over $100,000 worth of suspension components that are going to be upgraded, and a free set of Michelin tires. In order for me to send it to the dealership, I have to put the stock wheels back on so I can get the new tires. And since these tires are basically going to be trash, we're going to have a little bit of fun with it today. Why not? Hey man.
Got something better.
You man, good to see you too.
Good to see you.
This thing's cool.
Yes. How you been? You want to come in?
Okay.
So, you brought your car here today with the recall outstanding.
Yep.
And you're gonna slay some tires.
Yeah, I got free tires, why not?
Do you know how to do a donut, Josh? I'm terrified.
I'll figure it out, I'll figure it out. Oh, it's cool.
Basically,
Getting in there.
Once you find the sweet spot, obviously,
Of course.
yeah. That's fun. That
I
car
need the
rips.
smile on your face. I'm deaf. I'm behind your car the whole time. Like, look at these shots.
I thought I had some like visuals of street takeovers that you.
I've been doing this a long time.
Oh, that's sick.